Well, we made it to the Arizona Speedway for the 2021 Wild Wing Shootout. This is gonna be my first time ever in a 410 sprint car. We're pumped to get out here. Tonight is practice night here at the Arizona Speedway, so this is gonna be a chance for us to get some valuable laps behind the wheel of something I've never done. Carly's right here. Carly, real quick, we're looking at the racetrack. What do you think?
Looks good.
So track looks really, really good. I've had quite a few friends actually run around this place and they talk about how fast it feels in a 360, so I can only imagine what it's gonna feel like in a 410. But one of the things, this place is big, but it's not even a half mile. But I think where you can carry so much speed around this place is with the banking. And the video's not even gonna do it justice, but this thing is banked from the very bottom all the way to the top and is incredibly wide. So we're gonna get after it tonight here at the Arizona Speedway. We just got unloaded. There's obviously gonna be a ton of big names here. And like I said, this is just gonna be some great seat time for myself as we just try to keep going forward in my career.
Excited.
Sounds really good. We are going to be heading out for our first session here in just about 30 minutes. All the modifieds are going to be heading out for 30 minutes of practice, then we're going to get 30 minutes of practice, and it's just going to keep going back and forth. Not going to lie, I'm pretty nervous, but sitting in the car and getting to go out there and do 4 laps just idling around with all my gear on put me in a really different mindset, because once you get in that spot, you know, all your worry, everything goes away. So I think it's about showtime. I'm going to climb back in here soon, and we're going to go out for my first ever at full pace session in a 410 sprint car. Hopefully you guys are excited to ride along with me. Just got done first laps in a 410 sprint car and I'm dang near speechless. Once we got up to full speed, it actually didn't feel too bad. Like the difference in the speed, you noticed it, but once you got going and just kind of trusted the car and calmed down and just sat in the seat, it really wasn't bad at all. And I felt like I made some pretty good laps. We're not too far off. I think the fastest car is a 12.60. We're at 12.9, so that is 3/10. Don't get me wrong, that is a good gap. But just for getting some laps, you know, it felt great. There was a little overflow coming out, so so the last couple laps I couldn't see much, and you probably even covered the GoPro, but Arizona Speedway, pretty cool. A little, not rough, it just bounces a little bit on entry, just kind of, we have almost like a whoop section, but otherwise the 18T ran really good. So we're gonna get some more laps here tonight, and like I said, that was just incredible. That's the best word for it. All right, heading out for another session. We have one more session after this. They have the modifieds in between, but we're gonna go get some more laps, and that's pretty much it. Just go get more laps, try to figure out the track. It's slowly starting to move up, and I just felt like an odd comfortableness out there. I think that's the best way to describe it. Once we got going, it just felt like it was normal, you know, like a little bit faster 360. So gonna go out there, get some more laps, try to adapt to the changing track conditions, and try a few different things to continue getting a little bit better towards those top guys.
I think you'd be like, oh man, what am I doing down here?
Well, second session is complete. The car felt just a little bit better. Like I talked about, there's a little bouncing from about the beginning of the corner to the center, and a lot of guys are just doing it. It's not like it's just us. So just trying to figure out how to get into the corner, because it was moved up already a little bit farther towards the wall. So just trying to figure out how to open up your entry and sometimes turn down or try to run it all the way around. So like I talked about earlier, we're just trying to figure out the Arizona Speedway. This place is super neat though, and I think it's gonna race even better. So maybe the bottom will come in here in a little bit. The problem is it's just so dirty down there, so it's hard to make anything happen. But our next gen KPC number 18T is flying. First night in the 410 so far, going great. So we just got done with our last session. We had one small issue, which we'll talk about that here in a second, but I got a fan that wants to be in the YouTube video. What's your name, sweetie?
My name's Savannah.
Savannah, and you talked earlier, you just recently got started racing. What do you race?
I race a cage cart.
Cage cart. She has a QRC cage cart. That's so awesome, following in our footsteps. Anyway, we're gonna hang out the rest of the weekend. They're gonna be here watching the Wild Wing Shootout here for 2021. Well, we got a bunch of laps tonight here at the Arizona Speedway, and like I said earlier, this place is just really, really neat. Super wide. It already started to get a little bit slick there at the end of all those practice sessions. It is gonna be a little bit different having the modifieds as a second class because a lot of those guys run around the bottom, so I'm hoping tomorrow that it's pretty racy. That's one thing I noticed. The 410s are so fast and we're going so, we're flying around this place so quickly that it seems like it's gonna be maybe tough to race until it gets really, really wide up by the wall and right around the bottom. Everybody that dropped it down low just wasn't able to keep up the speed because there's not as much banking down there as there is in the middle. If we kind of turn quickly though here, you're gonna notice they're already starting to do a little bit of track prep, tilling the top, but it definitely worked its way closer and closer to the wall, and you're able to carry even more speed. But night number 1 of the 2021 Wild Wing Shootout was a blast. We had one small dilemma there at the end of all of our practice sessions. We had an issue with the throttle linkage and it came apart, and that's why you guys saw I pulled down here to the infield off the back straightaway. As far as our times though went tonight, we were so close to some of the fastest guys in the nation. Donnie Schatz is here, Tony Stewart, a lot of the local California guys, and we were really not too far off them, just within 2 or 3 tenths. And in a 410 sprint car, it reminds me of the Red Bluff Outlaws. You have to be on it. Every little mistake can hurt you. So now we're just gonna have a little bit more fun tonight. They have a little pit party going. They have a bunch of free food, and we're just gonna go hang out with some friends and prepare for the next 3 nights of racing. So practice night here at the Wild Wing Shootout is complete. We just rolled the car in the trailer and it is time to get some rest for the next couple nights of racing. A few key takeaways I wanted to mention before we end the vlog. 410s are a lot of fun and they are also very fast. The top speed didn't really feel much different. I mean, you definitely noticed how fast you were going, and actually watching the footage back, you really notice it. But the biggest thing with the 410 that I took away was the acceleration. When you step on the gas, the front wheels come off the ground easily, and it really just takes off. Also, I think as the Arizona Speedway gets slicker and slicker throughout the night, we're really gonna have to work on throttle control, and the 410 especially, you just light up the tires so easily. But I wanted to thank you guys so much for watching. I know this was kind of like a monumental video. We've been hyping it up for a while, but really it was a big step for myself in my career. I was pretty nervous for it, but I felt like we handled it really well. Hopefully you guys are ready for the next couple days of content. It's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna probably be a little stressful. We are racing with some of the best drivers in the nation, and we're ready to take on the challenge with you guys hanging on with us. Anyway, we will talk soon in the next video. Like I said, be ready for more videos coming soon. Deuces.